and welcome to a new episode of Champ Speak. Champ Speak is all about Indian Oil's elite international sports persons who've done the country and the corporation proud over the years. We've had some top names in Indian sports, Pullela Gopich and Sharat Kamal. Today we have a women grandmaster in chess. She was the world junior champion in 2009, went on to become the Commonwealth champion in chess in 2012. In between, she won the junior girls title thrice, became the national women's champion in 2010. We're talking about none other than Saumya Swaminathan, and it's a pleasure to be joined by Saumya on the show today. Welcome, Saumya. How are you doing?
Hello, sir. I'm doing good. I'm very happy to be here to be speaking with you and discussing my career as well as my association with Indian Oil so far. Really excited.
Yeah, Saumya started off with a bang. Is being the junior national champion. Could you relive those years, your beginning into this game? How did you get initiated? Did someone in the family play the game? How was it all?
So actually, nobody played any sport professionally in my family, but my mother and brother were playing chess one day at home, and that's how I got curious about the game. So they were the ones who taught me. And my brother also used to go to a chess class. So when we were kids, we used to go to many different classes. And my mother was very enthusiastic about us learning different skill sets. So chess was one of the classes my brother used to go to. And because I got interested, I insisted that I should also be sent to a chess class. And it was funny because my mom said, "You have no time, your schedule is full." So I asked her to stop my dance class. And that's how I got initiated to chess. And then, I won my first district tournament that I played in Aurangabad. We used to play in Aurangabad that time. And my coach was a very young 19-year-old chess teacher, was very enthused as well. So thanks to her, I got a lot of motivation to do well in chess. And once I won my first tournament, my mother and she felt that I could go ahead. And then the journey began.
And winning the title at the national level would have been a big boost at that time. How old were you when you won your first title at the junior level?
I mean, I started playing chess when I was 7.5. So I won the state championship under 10. That was my first, let's say, big title in 98. And then I tied for first place in national under 10. So that was the first big achievement for me. And then I got selected to play in under 10 world championship in Spain in 99. So those were the first big achievements, but the junior titles came much later, and they were a bit of a relief because actually in 2005 I was in 12th standard. So I was thinking, okay, I'll leave chess now and I'll focus on my studies because kuch ho nahi raha hai. And one of my idols at that time, P. Hari Krishna, he had actually won the under 10 world championship. So he was someone whom I really looked up to at that time. And I was just talking to him and he said, "Oh, why don't you just play one more tournament and then you can quit?" So I said, okay. I mean, the national juniors was coming up and he just casually told me, "Why don't you play it and win it and then you can see what you want to do." So I played it and I won it. And then I thought, okay. So all my plans were changed after that. And I also got an Indian Oil scholarship after I won the national junior second time in 2006. So after that, I had some financial support as well. So it was more possible. And I think only after I won world juniors, I sort of started looking at chess as a professional career. Until then, I was not sure if I would be able to really sustain it.
It would have been a major achievement winning the world junior. And yeah, as you said, it is after that you actually started looking at chess as a career option. How was the journey thereafter, the immediate journey after that?
Yeah, it was quite surprising because I had set myself a target of winning the tournament and I won it. So for me, it was like, okay, I decided to win a tournament and I won it. That's it. I did not think that it was such a big achievement at that time. But now when I think about it, it was. when I look back. And also it opened a lot of doors. Like I got a lot of invitations thanks to that achievement. So, for example, the first elite tournament I played was in 2010, which is a round robin tournament. It was Vaikansé. At that time, it was named Chorus. Now it's called Tata Steel. It's held in Netherlands every year, and it's called the Wimbledon of chess. So that was the first time I even saw players like Anand and Kramnik and Carlsen. That was my first time even seeing them, and I was playing in the same, not in their group, but in another group. So it really like showed me another level of chess altogether, and another. I mean, like Nelson Mandela has said, once you climb a great hill, there are always more hills to climb. So it's not the end of the day, and you'll realize, okay, what you've achieved is just one step. That's all.
To talk about more hills to climb, you climbed another hill when you won the Commonwealth title, I believe in 2012, was it?
Yes, I won it in Chennai. That also was like, okay, when you win a tournament, you don't really feel it's such a big deal. Only later you realize that it kind of gave you so many opportunities, that win. So definitely, I think it's a very valuable title for me now. But at that time, I was like, okay, good. Let's go to the next tournament. But definitely, I think in 2012, one very big thing happened was I played in the Indian senior team for the first time in the chess Olympiad. So for me, that was like the biggest dream come true. I always want, like you always think about it, one day I'll play for India, and that happened. So that was like the sort of like a big dream come true for me, apart from winning World Juniors. I think these two things really made me feel very confident that I am going in the right direction.
Between came the national seniors title as well. Am I right?
Yeah, that also was good. I mean, I was happy, and also that year they changed the rules a little bit. So 2010 onwards, every alternate year, the national champion would qualify for the world championship. So for me, that was a like more of a qualification, and I played my first world championship. Actually, I played my first world championship thanks to the World Junior title, but also 2010, but I qualified for the 2012 World Championship thanks to the 2010 national title. So I always looked at these achievements as the opportunity for something for the next step. And for me, that's why it felt good that I felt like I was on the right path. Let's just put it that way.
Talking about the right path and playing for the country, you've been part of chess Olympiads, the World Championships, the Asian Championships. Talking about the Olympiads, I think 2012 was quite memorable. India finished fourth, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a very memorable event for us because, and until then, we had never come so close to a medal. We didn't even come in top 10 actually before that. So to come fourth, we tied for third place, was a very big deal for us. And as a team, we felt like now we can actually think of winning a medal next time, because until then it was more of, okay, we are participating, we are representing our country. But that year we achieved a breakthrough. So we were very happy. And also our coach was none other than Grandmaster Abhijit Gudde, who is also part of IndianOil. So for me, it was a very special moment because he was also my personal coach at that time. And he's actually my mentor. So since I trained with him for about 10 years between 2006 to 2016. So I was very happy that we could achieve this as a team.
What your experience playing for the country at the World Championships, at the Asian Championships? You had won a few medals also representing the country.
Yeah, I won an individual medal in World Team Championship 2013. And
bronze you won, I suppose.
Yeah, I won a bronze medal. And I won a individual medal in the Asian Team Championship as well. It was a gold medal for my board. And I won a bronze medal in Asian individuals. which is basically the Asian Championship in 2016. So, like, these were my highlights, I would say.
And also, as far as accolades were concerned, you won the Shiv Chhatrapati Award bestowed upon by the government of Maharashtra and quite a few other awards as well. I'm sure all this would have been very satisfying as a player who was making a mark on the international scene.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it feels good to be recognized, of course, by your state, especially. And also, I think these medals make you feel like you can achieve something more. To be honest, my dream was always to like win team gold for India in Olympiad or something like that. So, I always thought these are like stepping stones towards that, and maybe one day.
Surely you got a long career ahead. You're still very young, Saumya, so that day won't be too far when you would be able to realize that dream as well. Our best wishes are always with you. Also, just, digressing a little, talking about the game as itself as such, people often relate to it as a mental sport because obviously it requires a very high level of intelligence to play this game. But I'm sure what many people overlook is you also need to be physically very fit because you have to sit, play for long hours. And I'm sure along with the mental conditioning part of it, you also work on the physical fitness as
I
well.
do, but I think it's partly because like it's something that was oriented within me by my parents since my childhood. So it was not something that came because of chess. Ever since I was a kid, the exercise was a very big priority in life. Any kind of exercise, either swimming. I actually did swimming for like the first 16 years of my life. I used to swim almost every day. And any, I think once I was like in my early 20s, I started doing some functional training because I felt it would help me to have more stamina for the game. But I think it's very individual. I used to believe, maybe until last year, that exercise is a very integral part of being a professional chess player. But I have now realized that not all chess players who are really great players do exercise. So I think it's very personal. For me, it's very important that I am fit and healthy, and that's why I prioritize exercise. But I don't know if it's really important for the sport. It's very much debatable.
All right. Now, you talk about swimming. Any other sport you played growing up?
Yeah, I played. I mean, I used to go for judo when I was a kid, and then I mainly did like individual sports only, like swimming and cycling and running. Like running was a big part, and then only in my late 20s I started playing football. We have a group of we had a group of players in Pune, chess players. We formed a group and we used to play this turf football, which is basically called futsal, and that was very enjoyable. Twice a week, we used to do that. And I also tried learning table tennis. In fact, you mentioned Sharat Kamal, and I was inspired after meeting him, and I thought I should learn table tennis. So I tried learning table tennis. So I've tried my hand at different sports, but I haven't played any sport too much, and it's mainly like gym and jogging only, my main workout. Yeah, I also learned boxing. I must tell you this. I learned boxing last year. Yeah, it was fun. Kickboxing actually, not boxing.
That's a variety of sports ranging from kickboxing to futsal and the like. Now, Saumya, as a person also, you are a well-rounded personality. Must say you are truly an example of national integration. Born in Palakkad in Kerala, grew up in Maharashtra, now married to a Maharashtrian. How has that journey been on a personal note?
Yeah, wonderful. I actually always thought that it's important to be successful as a person rather than only as a sports person. So for me, chess was always like a path to fulfilling my potential. I never saw it as the main purpose of my life. So that's why I always tried my hand at different things also. And it is great. I mean, I think, yeah, when people ask me, are you Tamilian? Are you Maharashtrian? Some people ask me, Malayaliano. And I'm never able to like really reply with one thing. I'm always like, no, I feel I've received the best of all worlds, like the good things from all cultures, and I try to retain it. So I try not to define myself as a Maharashtrian or Tamilian or a.
You are Indian first and foremost. Saumya, let's also talk about your association with Indian Oil. You joined as a scholar, then you had a tenure. It's been a long association. You played for Indian Oil in what is known as we all call it the World Cup, the Petroleum Sports Promotion Board inter-unit tournament every year, which is almost because all the top chess players are employed with the various petroleum companies. So how has the association been playing as well as otherwise?
It's been wonderful. I feel very grateful that I'm a part of such a wonderful organization. I joined as a scholarship player in 2006, as I mentioned, and then in 2010, I to tenure based. And then in 2015, for the first time, we got a women's chess team in Indian Oil. So I was recruited as part of it and four other women players. So we have a full-fledged women's team now. And I have had the most amazing experience because I think, first of all, I mean, initially I was only looking at it as a financial opportunity, something support. Yes, exactly. Because when I was in my early 20s, I found it very difficult to continue with chess financially, and I was considering what to do. I was actually going to prepare for UPSC because I studied law, and I was not sure if I can sustain it. So at that time, I got this opportunity of employment at Indian Oil. So it came at a time where I really needed it, and that's one big reason why I felt very grateful. But once I joined the company as an employee, I felt even more grateful for the kind of people I met and the work environment. Like all my colleagues, I was initially at Pune DO and now at HO. All my colleagues are so encouraging and supportive. In fact, after joining, I had a serious illness detected immediately after joining, at the time of joining. And the company really took care of me so much. I underwent a surgery that year, everything. And the company took care of me so much. And my colleagues at WRO, where you are posted, sir, everyone also supported because my hospital was in Mumbai. So everyone supported me so much with everything that needs to be taken care of. The medical department and the HR department especially. So I have received such a great experience at Indian Oil and very thankful that I'm a part of this company.
Saumya, all we can say is we're proud to have you as a part of our family as an IOCN. You whenever you play a tournament, when it is like winning it. So that sort of, and I'm sure all of those who would be watching this show also would relate to your success on the chess field. As you said, it's a family. So whatever Indian Oil did, Indian Oil has one of the best medical facilities and came to your aid. So that was something which really helped you at a very phase of your career which you required to move ahead. Wonderful to hear about you. And there's lots of aspects we would like to discuss, but since time is a constraint, all I would like to ask you is your parting thoughts as an IOC to all those who would be watching, or your other mates from Indian Oil. What would that be?
I would definitely like to mention one more thing about Indian Oil, which I feel super happy to be a part of, which is the Parimartan program that Indian Oil has started. And I think it really helped me grow as a person myself, not only beneficial for the prisoners, but also everyone who is a part of it. So I feel wonderful to be a part of such a initiative. And to all the IOCNs, I think we are just lucky to be a part of a PSU that cares for us so much and part of a group of people who are just so wonderful. Like the culture in Indian Oil is like super, super nice, and I feel happy to be a part of it. And I hope to be playing well, and I hope to bring more laurels to our country and to our company.
Time to thank you, Saumya. It's always been a pleasure knowing you and now interacting with you on our Champ Speak program. And I'm sure It will inspire many, I would say, children of Indian Oil colleagues to maybe take up chess, do well nationally and internationally. You've always been an inspiration, and I'm sure you'll continue to do so. So until the next time, goodbye. So that was Saumya, and she just briefly talking about the Parivartan, which she spoke about, Prison to Pride, which is a pet project of our chairman, Mr. S.M. Vaidya. That's actually reforming prisoners through sports. And Saumya, in fact, in chess, our jail team won a bronze medal, which is really heartwarming.
Oh, wonderful to see them. I mean, there was in fact, even a story after the World Championship that they played. A prisoner, after he got out on parole in Yerwada, he in fact called his chess coach and asked him what would be the opportunities in chess further once he goes back to his village, and what can he do if he wants to get into coaching or play on an online platform. So it's wonderful to see the Parivartan like happen in real time, witness it.
So sure, you would be super proud to be part of it. Thank you so much, Saumya, for all that you've been doing. Well, that's all we have time for in this edition. But Can Speak will continue to the future of Indian Oil's international sports persons in the forthcoming editions as well. Until then, this is your host, S. Kishore, bidding goodbye.